Hello, everyone. Eric Rogers here with
Scott Dash.
Scott Tash. Guys, we made it to Friday. How did we do with our goals that you set on
Hey, it's
Monday?
getting towards the end of the month, too.
Yes, exactly. You've got one full solid week with a nice application with a voided check. We can still get this thing done, boarded before the end of the month. So make sure that you're pushing for any of those merchants that are kind of
Hey,
on
I
the
just got
fence.
one in today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, and it's Testimonial Friday. This is our favorite day. We're going to share information with you from other regional account managers on some things that are working in the field, including Scott and I, and we're going to share a couple stories as well. And if you want to participate, we've got a nice crowd with us today live. Make sure that you raise your hand. I'm going to get you on board. I've got Gary Thrine, who's lined up for us already today. And before we get started, happy birthday, Yvonne Christensen. Okay, she's a ram
Ooh.
of mine. She's out there doing it right now. Yvonne, see, I had a nice little note for you. Hopefully you can see that. Happy birthday.
Hey, I
Okay.
turned 21 times 3
Yeah.
uh, earlier this month. So,
Yeah.
Yvonne, I hope you are enjoying your birthday today. Thank you
hmm
for sharing it with us today on the webinar here.
You bet. You bet. So, fellas, ladies, this is recorded. It will be posted later. And let's get to the screen right now.
Why don't you
Every single one
scoot
of you
over
can
just
do
a
that.
little bit so
Am
I
I
can...
am I hogging
Yeah,
everything?
you are. There we
That's
go.
what I like, though. Guys, 10 things that require zero talent. All of you can do this, okay? Part of this, being prepared, doing a little extra, being coachable, big thing, big deal, effort and everything. And I know, Scott, you've got a
You
couple
bet.
things on
You
here.
bet. First off, whenever you have an appointment with anybody, being on
Mm-hmm.
time, be there early. Don't just be
Yep,
on time. You
yep.
know, how you represent yourself, it builds the trust. They don't know you to start with. So the things that, your persistency of follow-up, that's work ethic. Being on time, that shows dependability. Your positive attitude when you go in there. Always go in there with we call it the abundance mentality, which is, hey, I'm good for your business, you're good for my business, let's do business together. Not, oh, please do business with me. So your
Mm-hmm.
attitude has to be
Yep.
positive, and it has to be, I don't care whether this person comes on or doesn't come on, I'm going to be a resource for them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to provide them with a service, and I'm going to earn their business. So that attitude there, and that comes forth. Effort.
Mm-hmm.
I will reference John and
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne and everybody else who has gone out there, and they take that extra time to go join a club. They take the
Mm-hmm.
extra time to research a client that's
Yep.
bigger and get the information on how many times does it go back. It doesn't matter how many times. It takes one time to make a sale or 17 times to make a sale. It's whatever gets the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Energy. Drink
Mm-hmm.
more water.
Yeah.
Crying out loud. Be sure that you're hydrated. This time of year, look at the heat
Yeah.
indexes going across.
Yeah.
If
This
you,
weekend,
oh my
everywhere in the
God,
country is
if
getting nailed.
but if
Yeah.
you're dehydrated by just 5%, you lose 10 to 15% of your energy. And
Mm-hmm.
so be sure that you keep drinking water ahead of time, because does your merchant care if you go in there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Doesn't care whether you have been pitched out of the last 3 places, turned down, stood up, and when you
Mm-hmm.
walk in there, he only cares about him and your first impression to how you approach somebody. If you're down and you don't show that enthusiasm, then he takes that as, I'm not important. Um, and that all has to do with your attitude and your passion.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I can actually say is that people who are passionate about, and these are, if you look at the 7 keys to success in the beginning, these are there.
Yeah.
If you look at passion, people are, is this a job? Is this a career? Or is this a lifestyle? When you get to the point to where, hey, you're just talking about this because it's a day of your everyday conversation, because you can help anybody out there, and
Mm-hmm.
you're proud of what you do, then it becomes part of your lifestyle and the passion that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the extra, going that extra mile. And then always when you go in, that's why we want to train you up front, give you these ideas. And by the way, here comes my shameless plug for the new training that's coming up. It's going to be on the first and third Saturday of the month. We're going to get a big email blast out, but you guys are getting it first. It's going to be similar to what this is in an open forum setting, but we're going to cover everything from without the technical aspect of it. We're going to cover how to approach bigger businesses, how to close bigger businesses, things to do, and how to crawl up the food chain. It is the advanced sales work that's going to help you in your prospecting and your closing and getting to the next level of your sales. How to manage an account that takes time. I have one that's out there right now that we started 3.5 months ago. But it is a big company, and there are steps that have to be taken. And you can't get discouraged, and you can't get frustrated. You just have to understand that some things you're going to be able to go in, get it done, get it in a week's time. You got them boarded, you're ready to rock. And others are going to take time. They're all worth it.
And the nice thing is we're going to teach you. This is something that reps in the field. Sometimes you're out there to fend for yourself, and Merchant Careers, First Direct Financial, we're here to push that for you, being the information that a lot of guys don't get. This is something, and this Saturday workshop is available even for our sales associates, our SAs, along with our RAMs, obviously. Additional training, not costing you extra. You still get everything that you're currently getting. We feel we want to give you that extra step.
And remember, starting the first Monday of every month, we're going to extend the Monday session here, and we'll do our regular format, and then I'll take the reins there for the next half hour or so that we can prep for the first and third Saturdays coming forward.
Which is right here. You guys will see this on your screen. So what he's referring to is the Monday training. That will be extended. I'm going to circle this for you.
Just on the first Monday.
Just the first Monday of every month. What's going to happen is that's going to roll till 9:30 Arizona time, and then you're going to get additional time here.
Now, going forward, one of the things is if that starts to work out, we may be able to expand that Monday and then have 3 training sessions a month that are expanded so that we can keep this advanced training going. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yep, and you will see a Saturday portion down here. See, we've got Monday through Friday. You will see Saturdays. Join now or catch the recording on those as well. So those will be recorded for you. All right, so Scott, go ahead. Start us with a testimonial. You kind of hit on it, but this is Testimonial Friday.
All right. I got to tell you about my latest one. I get it's a brand new company coming on. They haven't had merchant processing before. It's an established personality who's done things before, but he's getting started now. It's talk about trying to manage expectations for people. So I get the we have the conversation. There are no merchant statements to get going. There's none of that. So I get the information on the company, and I talk to him in the morning. At 3 in the afternoon, I get a call. Well, will we be able to process for this weekend? And I'm, whoa, So remember that there's a certain time frame of expectations. I had, and this is all going on by, text and email. I get this text, hey, are we going to be set up by the weekend to do this? And that deserves not just a quick text or a quick email, because you can't explain it up. You have to get them back on the phone, and you have to start managing those expectations. So we got on the phone yesterday, and I was explaining, okay, what the process is. Just because, he thinks it's like turning on a light switch. Hey, flip, we're ready to go. And yet, I have to explain that they have to look into him personally, because there is no business background. So they're gonna manage their risk by seeing what kind of character and the things that he's done in the past. They're going to look at the business model that he's put out. So I had to have him write a 1-page explanation of how the business is going to work, and the product and service that they're going to be selling, and how it's going to be managed on that end. Do they have their customer service set up? Do they have all these things? Because it's the same as the regular application, only we got no reference to go backwards to show anything. So we have to explain to an underwriter the type of business it is, and explain to the underwriter what's going on. All this time, here this guy thinks he's going to flip a switch on. So now I got to go back and kind of tap him on the bottom and say, hey, we really can't do that quick. And manage expectations. I said things will go fast because they don't have a lot of research in the back, but they're still going to check you out personally. They're still going to check out your previous, hey, they're going to probably criminal background check. They're going to look at all these things. And it's going to take them a few days to get this done. And so I went through the process of, we're going to put things in that's going to go in. Now, next week they're going to look at it, and I'll get it in, this was yesterday, so it's in this morning. So they'll start looking at it today, and because it's in before noon over in
East
back
Coast.
east.
Yep.
And so, and then, I have to manage his expectations going forward. So now I've got the follow-up that needs to be done with him. If I don't talk to him, if I don't allow him to understand what's going on in the process, again, he's going to get frustrated and impatient. So I'm going to, hey, the first email out today was, you're in underwriting right now. Okay, here, so sign the application. He's got things that he has to do on his end.
Yeah.
And so as soon as you sign that, then it's going to be in there. Then it will start. I'll keep you. You can look in your Copilot and see how things are going in the underwriting system on it, and all the tickets that you get, and that. So I said now there's probably something that we missed since you're a startup that they may want additionally.
Yeah.
So be prepared that they're going to want to have you provide something else. We'll get this done as quickly as possible, but I'm going to need, now I turn it back on him again, but I'm going to need your help in this. You have to be available to me in order to get the questions answered when they come up to get this streamlined. When are you going to, here's my personal number, here's my email. When these things come in, you need to respond to me right away. Can I get your commitment on that? Now I put him into the working for me instead of me trying to chase him. Okay, and you need to manage those expectations. When you've got somebody in the process where they say, I'm going forward, if you want to speed that process up between the time that it goes to underwriting, the time you get them onboarded, you need to get their commitment back to you of either having somebody at your beck and call in their organization that's going to get these questions answered for them, or that person. And but you've got to put it back on them. They don't understand our process, so we have to educate them and then put them on the team to help get it done. So it's a team effort that makes that happen.
Yep. And let me interject here, guys. We are actually going to be recording Copilot videos today that are very detailed, very easy to follow, and will be posted right on the site that you're seeing. Now, wait a minute. But what we're doing with this is, when you get this question, how fast can Card Connect get me done? A lot of that has to do with how clean the application is going into the underwriting process at Card Connect. So you have a lot to do with how fast things get turned over. And that's funny, Yvonne, our birthday girl, Yvonne, actually had the same thing. I got a text message from her. This lady wants to get processing by Monday of, coming up here Monday of this week, and you have to manage those expectations.
Yvonne, I hope that helped you manage your expectations on that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and what it is, it has to do with people left to what they only think about themselves will devise a timeline and an expectation. And if you don't live up to that, and you don't even know what it is, and if you can't live up to it, they think you're failing them. If you set the expectation, they're like kids. If you set the expectations and then enforce the expectations and then follow up on the expectations, you'll get the result of what you expected. And they'll feel comfortable in that process. And that's all you're wanting to do, is make sure that they are comfortable in that process so that they understand what's going on.
So let's get Gary Thrine on here. We've got a RAM who I'm actually working with, a new RAM out in the field. Gary, I know that you've got other responsibilities too, and you've got the floor. Gary Thrine out in the field. He's a regional account manager just like you guys. So Gary, what's kind of working for you? I know you've submitted a few things already to us here at First Direct.
Well, I've got the, as you know, I've got the florist coming on board, and one of the co-owners is a accountant, and he told me that if everything flows smooth, by the way, we're saving them 15% on their processing, and he was really excited about that. Being an accountant, numbers guy, he could see the writing on the wall that was a deal. And he said, if everything flows smooth, I will hook you up with all the businesses that I do my accounting with. So he give me some referrals there. Yesterday afternoon, Eric, I didn't get to tell you, had a referral to the gentleman that has about 45 Domino's restaurants here in the southeast New Mexico and West Texas that I'm going to go talk to. Also, I went to we have two local movie theaters. I've been to one on the north side of town. I went to the one on the or the south side of town. I went to the one on the north side of town yesterday. Walked in and was talking to the manager, and she's like, "Well, we're part of a corporation, and we have about 15 movie theaters, and you're going to have to talk to the owners." And I went, "Okay, great." And she started asking me some questions, and this is where you come in and say, you know, you've been preaching all along on these trainings that build your knowledge, increase your knowledge. As I started, rambling and talking to her about the EMV compliancy and everything, she's like, "You know what? You need to talk to our corporate tech guy, and he will tell the owners that they need to switch to you." So that's a great. That was a great referral, and I was excited. She was excited, and she was like, "You seem like you really know what you're talking about," and I think they've got a new system, that software that they're getting ready, that's been in the two years in the works, and she was wanting me to check to see if that was going to be compatible.
Mm-hmm.
And just great things yesterday, Eric.
Hey, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
These are a perfect example of the things that we will be training on, and I'll be happy to help you on any of those larger deals individually too.
Mm-hmm.
But in breaking that down, there are people that are your contact people. That would be the first person you talk to at the Domino's. Then there is your influencer. That's the guy in the IT department. And then you have your decision makers.
Mm-hmm.
That's that chain I was talking about of how to crawl up that ladder to get to the decision maker.
Mm-hmm.
And you've sold the one. Now we got to sell the other, because that person is going to be the one that's going to make or break you in that deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so, these are the things that we're going to help you, everybody out there, with.
Yeah, and your NSDs, Gary, you can get me on the phone. We can escalate this once we actually, because a lot of the main guys want to talk to the main people at First Direct, et cetera. We know how that works. So all of you, this is a lesson, and again, we're here to make sure everyone's aware of the help and support that you have, because you all can do this. These are big deals that didn't start as big deals, right, Gary? These landed in your lap after you were going through your book of biz. Yeah.
I just went in thinking I was going to maybe get one movie theater. Little did I know that they're part of like 15 or 20 movie theater corporation, and that they would be glad to refer me to the owners and recommend that they switch to us.
A phenomenal amount of processing now that they all take. We're working with another company, Gary, and one of the next steps that I can work with you and others on is going and how to approach the municipalities in your area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's big. That is huge.
Yep.
And guys, Gary, how long ago did you start with First Direct with your own business here? How long did you get it going?
I've been with you for a couple months, and going through your daily trainings, and just trying to absorb as much knowledge as I can, so that when I do go out here and go approach cold call, I've gone to a lot of friends and talked to friends, but I've also done some cold approaches, and the knowledge that I've gained from watching these trainings and going to the the training site has been tremendous, and has given me the ability to walk in with confidence and be excited and pep in my step, and so.
Bingo. Well, here's the other thing too. When you get into these companies that turn out to be up the food chain and get into the larger sites, and you need help, your national sales directors will be able to help you. And if you need me to help on any of this stuff, I'm available too. I'm working with one of the other national sales directors right now, working on, and so are the owners of the company. We've flown out to go meet with companies to make this work. We were in Kansas City last week.
Yep.
I've been in California talking to the larger companies. So You know, when you've got something that has potential, we've got one now that one of the other national sales directors, they walked into a huge grocery store chain and happened to score an appointment with the CFO of the company. You know, but we're talking a big chain does, you know, $1 billion a year in transaction. You know, so you never know what you're going to bounce into, and so we've got the resources to help you so that, you know, you don't go in and fumble the ball. That will help you carry it across the goal line as best we can.
Exactly. I'm staying in Eric's back pocket.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say he's got me on his team, my man. We're gonna take those down. So
I took your man out to lunch yesterday too, Gary.
yeah, yeah. You know, and yesterday, guys, Gary, thank you very much. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. So if you're listening to your 80s hairband musics there, you can go ahead and turn the music back up. Gary's a good guy, man. He's good sense of humor.
Oh, poison.
And, yeah. There you go. And but you know, again, this is a dry cleaner. The language barriers there a little bit. Happened to catch them both on time there yesterday, where they were both there. A time where they were both there, and we'll be getting statements out of there. You know, they've got nothing to lose. But it took a few times to just simply go in and ask. And you know, I'm a customer. I use a lot of the techniques that we use here all the time. It's kind of second nature, and you guys will all be there too. You're only confined by where you think I can't do this, you all can.
Now, and let me tell you about the referral thing that happens. You never know when it's going to happen. Yesterday, the second little thing is one of my referrals from a municipality also has a friend who owns a hotel. And he says, you should talk to the person. He set it up. And so I made the call to the hotel. While I'm on the phone, because of the strength of the reference, all of a sudden, he goes, well, just a minute, what's your email address? And I said, and I have the statements, you know, from an indirect guy. The statements came in yesterday just that quick.
Damn.
Because the credibility was already there from the referral. So those secondary sales, people don't like to research you. I mean, the referral sale is so much easier because your credibility was established with the person that referred you. So that is just a cool thing that happens when success breeds success. So as you get more of these clients that come on and work with them, guess what happens? It gets easier and easier.
Yep. And guys, once you get the ball rolling, it really will start to continue your way. You know,
Gary, just think what happens if as you crawl up and you get and everybody else listen. If you get something like the one Domino's turns out to be 5 or 6 Domino's, guess what? All of those people know other people in their organization. They have national conventions. They have places that they go, and they share. They're not competing with, you know, the guy doesn't compete with the guy that's out of his territory. And so they'll refer them because they have car dealers have dealer 20 groups. Domino's have friends in the business and groups that they share and move ideas around about management and everything that can help them save money and put money in their pocket. They're all about. And so if they get something, they'll share it with the others down the road. And guess what? You can be the recipient of that referral chain. That's huge.
Absolutely. Getting involved with, you know, self-employed people tend to hang out with self-employed people.
Well,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's the way it goes. And
corporations know other corporations.
Yep. And you are leveraging, you know, as far as a relationship goes, it is so easy. Like Scott had mentioned, there was no, you know, you didn't have to do any of the sales technique. It was the strength of the referral, and here it is. Right? You got statements in literally same day. Yeah. So that always helps out. Right, and I know Yvonne or Eva Miles, she does that very well. You know,
here's something that's just crazy. Nobody ever thinks about, but got a great referral this week. Funeral homes.
A lot of them they don't accept even credit cards. They're interesting in the smaller towns. It's a little different.
But they're now starting to open that up because they wind up. Here's what happens, and I'll just a little scenario in that. Somebody passes away in the family, and the rest of the family is paying for it. Now, they want to give them, you know, mom, dad, or grandpa the great send out that they that they deserve and want to honor them, but yet not everybody is equally blessed can share in this. And so some of them, need to put it on a credit card in order to help things work for them. All of a sudden, now the funeral home sees the benefit because that will boost their business. Because let's face it, even though they're in, kind of the last stop industry, they're a business too, just like anything else, but they have to be discreet about it. So you can now be a resource to show them how they can improve and increase the dollars in their business and make it easier for their people to take care of those last things. And it is a more somber type sale. On the other hand, it could be very lucrative.
Yeah, just keep your eyes and ears open. Remember, we've got industry verticals that we would share. In other words, like your salons and your municipalities and
We
your
just got going with bail bondsmen, and they got approved.
bail bonds. We had mentioned that. Boy, that thing is approved, done,
Done deal, ready to rock.
And they do not have very nice rates. Those bail bonds, they really are. We saved them. I think it was in the neighborhood of almost 45% on that. But for example, this is something that your NSD can get you on your screen. You're viewing business types. Okay.
Yeah, if you look in there, it's posted too in your resources.
Correct. Yes, this is
1,000 leads.
Yeah, this is 1,000 leads. You guys can get this education, technical schools, tutoring, driving schools, real estate schools, all kinds of, doing that, and even your own insurance. And we have a lot of folks that have other, jobs, so to speak, or careers. And you can parlay those relationships so you're not cold calling.
Well, and also, if we have anybody out there in the field right now that has Native American connections in that, realize that that is a whole industry and a whole business, and explore those too.
Absolutely, yeah.
They've got great golf courses.
Yeah. Remember, any business that accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover is a prospect. You don't understand. There are literally...
Make it simple on yourself, too.
Yeah.
For the ease of things, try to find one that doesn't have to use a tip.
Yes.
And so, and also, if you want to get better pricing, because they're probably getting screwed on their pricing now, is find one that doesn't have the card present. And so, that somebody needs to phone something in or do something online.
Internet
or that has an aspect of that business. I just found out that my favorite barbecue place in Kansas City now has a internet sales side to it for all of the products that they've got. I just got my Smoking Guns rub in the mail yesterday.
I was just going to say, get that food because it is the weekend. So we're right at 9:30, right on the nose.
Really?
And I want to check some questions. I'm not sure if anybody had questions today.
Let's take a look.
Yep, great quote. Thank you much. Gary, increasing your personal knowledge increases your paycheck. Yep, you are never too old or too young to get started. And guys, great quote.
The common thread of most successful people is they never quit learning.
Absolutely.
The minute you stop learning, the minute you stop trying to find out more information to coming in, is the minute that it quits going out.
Yeah. And Gary is already pumped up. He's going to blow up New Mexico. Go get him, buddy. That's the attitude that all of you can attain. You can get there where you're as confident as Gary is, and
movie theater, 40% are online.
Online tickets now.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that is outstanding. Now, Bev has a question here. How does that work for a company that is just starting credit card processing? Is there a proposal? No. We just basically give them the standard rate sheet, Bev. So you can explain to them your rate's 0.5% over interchange. Here's all your charges,
Not
and then
necessarily
predict your proposal.
0.5% over. It could be 1% over interchange.
Yes.
Don't quote. Let your national sales director go in there and help get the pricing out on that, because one of the things that you have to realize is that you got to be able to price it according to the risk that they bring to the party. And so some businesses are more risky. So it isn't just a standard 0.5%. There is no standard. We will give them the best rate possible for the industry for what they are doing as a startup.
Yeah.
And then as they grow, assure them that we'll do a review on it. And we'll be able, as their volume increases, then that volume dictates, even better savings down the road.
Yeah, so Bev, that's pretty easy to get with your national sales director, somebody that's not a business yet. Starter checks, that's one thing you guys need to understand. Those don't work. If there's no information in the top left-hand corner, we need to simply get a bank note saying, yep, here's their account number on letterhead, signed by an officer at the bank. And
yeah, it's just a letter. It's just a letter on bank letterhead that says the account number and the routing number for the bank.
Yep. Lisa Hanson, good to see you here, Lisa. Can merchants that are seasonal, like a seed company for farmers, do credit cards as well? Absolutely. So
yes.
Seasonal fire, seems
yeah,
like
but realize that I come from the Northwest, and I was in the agriculture industry up there, and even the seed companies up there do business all year long. They buy it, but things are purchased at different times, and they even do things in as future. In other words, they could buy in December in July. They can buy, so that business seems seasonal, but it's not totally seasonal. A lot of times your people that are doing things like Christmas trees and that have a Christmas tree business, but they also on the backside of it have a fireworks business. So yes, again, just a little research always helps.
Yep, absolutely. The Halloween, that's the adult holiday for us old
folk.
Yeah,
some of those Halloween stores now have become party stores, and then they have a huge party for proms and for every. I mean, they expand their stores, so they start out seasonally, but become more. And we want to be a resource for those companies as they grow.
Yep, Sharon Brown is rubbing it in right now. Sorry, she was walking on the beach, so she's going to watch the replay today.
Oh man!
Kidding me? We have a lot of
little umbrella here. Drink, I hope. A little early, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's somewhere. All my friends on the East Coast, you know what that means. So, and then Maryland, New York has a specific question regarding a Flex Medical health card, and
we'll have to handle that individually with your national sales director. Maryland.
Yeah, and again, there's again Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. If it's got the logo, we're on. Now we can accept, for example, EBT and other items through the same terminal. Where you make your money, Maryland.
Flex Medical health cards are directed. Some of those are because they have accounts that they can utilize from their business that money gets deposited into and they use it. It is not merchant processing. It is more like an ACH type thing.
You bet.
Yes, can we do that? Yes. Through iStream, we do have the ability to do that, but check with your national sales director for details.
You got it. Now here's a nice one to share with everybody today. For example, Gary still can't seem to get a statement from that car dealership where the owner knows that he's a lifetime customer. If you beat my rate, we'll be able to do it, but he's not giving us any info.
Okay.
Playing poker. Yeah.
Okay. So go back into him and say, look, I know you're a busy guy. Explain. I understand that you're busy and I can appreciate that. Who in your office do I need to go to, and I'll walk over there right now and go get it. He's got somebody doing the books for him that has access to that. So just take the bull by the horns. If you know the guy, go in and say, hey, he's already committed to it. Just walk in and says, and third party it out. It says, hey, I need your help. The person that you assign that to get to me hasn't sent it to me yet. Who is it? And I'll go over there and I'll go get it done for you right now.
You got it. Buddy Harrison, make sure you're contacting our national sales recruiters for more information regarding getting started. We actually have a prospect.
Oh, hey, buddy. How you doing, dude?
Yeah, Buddy Harrison. So he's not up to speed yet. We're considered an ISO of Card Connect, which is A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau, Buddy. They've got 24/7 customer service. If you need information, look up Card Connect, and that is who your merchants and your prospects will be working with. Okay, so in a short nutshell, that's what we've got for that. But your national sales recruiter will definitely get on the phone with you for as long as it takes to give you all the information so you're ready to go. But this is residual income. Regardless of your monthly production, you get paid full commissions at either 25%, half of what a RAM does as a free sales associate, or you can go
claim your area
RAM,
and step it up.
Claim your area and get paid twice as much money for the same work. for years to move forward. So this is something that, yeah, I never did understand the folks that went.
I do. I have several of them that are
sales,
sales,
sales associates.
yeah, because they don't have time to go devote to it, and yet they still want to make some income, so
A
they
little
just send
bit.
in their leads to
Okay.
Net. But
No, I'm with
I
you.
can understand that.
Yeah.
But if when they start making a few extra dollars, then they always want to make
They'll
more.
understand.
So that's good.
Yeah, you're
that's fine.
you're
Either
starting
way.
with your warm leads first. Absolutely. Let me see. Yes, the bookkeeper has been out of the office due to a death in the family. So Gary, Gary's working the program.
Okay.
As far as that goes, Jim, good to see you here. Reference material, the ongoing operations and customer service of First Direct Financial and the piggyback processor. Yeah, Jim, we already covered that. Check out Card Connect. They've, again, the customer service, you're going to add to that. Jim, you're going to be the guy.
I got a hard appointment. So
okay, no worries.
Everybody, I got to run. Hey, I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.
You got it. So, Jim, what you're going to do is, remember, you're part of this equation too. You're local. Most of the time you're a customer, and you're also, a client. You're in the area. You refer business to these businesses. Their current merchant processor is not doing that. They're not doing that. So if we're even if the rate, we're going to beat the rate, what if it's close? Is that enough money to switch? Well, listen, Jim is going to be the difference. He is there local. I can get on the phone with First Direct Financial, who is an approved ISO. Jim, you're not hooking up with Card Connect unless we had our ducks in a row. So kind of, like I said, you might be overthinking the whole thing. Check in on Card Connect, and that'll give you as much info as hopefully that you need. And then we do have a little over 600 sales associates across the country, and we will pay your residuals are paid regardless of your monthly production. No one does that. No one gives you this training. No one's giving you this training, and you've, as a regional account manager, you actually have the bat phone to somebody to help you out. Okay, so that's also what, again, don't step over a dollar to pick a dime up. We all know it, but we do it all the time. So this is something that if it's not working out, we'll move you down anyway. So we're going to help you with this education. You'll see I've got nice yellows and greens, lemon lime. It looks like Sprite on your screen. But Jim Rohn, this is an outstanding quote, guys. You are self-educating yourself right now. You're going to get all the support that you need. You had heard from Ram in the field, Gary Thrine, who's making it happen. The dominoes are going to fall, and it's a domino restaurant. You like that? So we want to make sure that you're getting that info, and please get to that training site. We know that you don't have a lot of time maybe to catch a live presentation that's gone 10 minutes over right now. So it is recorded. You can view this at a later date, and we want you to, okay? And you can do that on your training video. Let me go ahead and get back to what the training work site looks like, since we have some prospects that are on here that are not even started yet, guys. This is the type of training site that you are getting. Let me get that big circle out of there. There you go. So you're going to get all of this information that you're seeing on the screen here, okay? Dashboard, you've got training videos, 1,000 contact PDF. We had mentioned that earlier. We also have, excuse me, let me get the RAM, Regional Account Manager site up here. Not sure why that flips back. See, you get even more information for our regional account managers. Sales associates, you're going to get this Module 1. So you guys get this too. Everything that you see that's not a very flattering photograph of me right there. Look like I'm trying to catch a fly as a frog. But you also have all of these downloads. And this is a good follow-up in this last 2 minutes that I'm going to go through, just to remind some of our old regional account managers, maybe our sales associates, that want to start their business. I mean, this is a residual-based business. You get a company online, it's yours for years. As long as that company is with Card Connect, you're going to get paid monthly. So sales associates and RAMs alike, you receive these first 3 training modules, okay? How to approach prospects, how to. We're telling you, we're giving you this, how to set appointments via telephone, role play. What are these objections? And we give you this training. What about the equipment? And again, do not get tied up. If you guys, and this is the one thing I want to finish with, do not feel like you have to know all of this. You know, these pros out, you know, the guys that do this full time, they don't know a lot of the equipment stuff. We'll get to that after we get your statement. If we're not saving you money, why are we even moving forward, right? So you get the statement first, and then you've got all of this information that you can utilize. And then everybody, even our essays get 1 through 4, excuse me, they've separated that. Pricing basics, explaining proposals to prospects. That is awesome. You guys need to know how to do that. We do it live on Tuesdays too, to kind of interact. That way you can get in and ask questions. And remember, as a regional account manager, you can ask your national sales director questions. Shoot an email, text message, get on the phone with them. Okay, so that's the type of thing that a regional account manager has in their favor as opposed to a sales associate. And then as a RAM, you get additional about 8 hours worth of training here that the sales associates do not get right here. Boom. That is Paul Webb NLP training, neuro-linguistic programming. That's valuable. That in and of itself is worth it. Right, everything that you see right here, that by itself is worth you getting started and get going, because you can take this anywhere. Anywhere. So again, live training. All of you have that as well. I just circled that for you as well. These are tabs. And remember, all this information's here for you. Okay, so this will be recorded today. It's going to be posted on our Facebook, a lot of other LinkedIn, a lot of our other media that we have locations with, and you'll see it right here, Friday training, and then you can either join and register for those webinars here under Join Now, or go ahead and catch the recording. It'll be up for a week, and then as of next Friday, we'll get the new one up. All right, guys. So Eric Rogers, Scott Tash had to leave. Thank you for sticking around with us. You got some really nice information today. Go get them. Hit your goals. You still have a few days left. It's Friday. A lot of businesses are going to be open to speaking to you. If you've got appointments already lined up and you need help, contact us. We're all working today. Okay? We're not like Sharon Brown walking on the beach. Really wish we were doing that, right? So, and she's a go-getter. She's getting it done. So thank you again, and we'll catch you Monday. Have a safe weekend.